Partner of local electricity distributor PDS notifies Philippine Stock Exchange of plans by government of Ghana to terminate concessionaire agreement. Government has meanwhile indicated it will state its final position on the way forward in the matter. The minority in Parliament is meanwhile demanding Finance Minister appear in the House to answer questions on the PDS saga.
I pray, Mr. Speaker, that the Minister for Finance come on time to the election budget of 2020 so that thoroughly we can scrutinize it and make justice to it. And we on this side, we are thoroughly studying the PDS agreement that has so been cancelled. As we are reading, we will invoke the 49.
Section of main Manhian Road leveled following Monday's news conference where the traditional authorities threatened to boycott the 2020 polls. We are in the community tonight to get the reaction of residents. Telecom companies still making upfront deductions of CSC of more than a week after the Communications Minister's directive asking them to stop.
You be charged. Yeah, so dear customer, you be charged exactly 10 cedis, but your balance is 3 cedis, sorry, 9 cedis.
But MTN. So now I decided I will not buy the credit card again. I will be doing transfer. That will be the
In business.
Food and Beverage Association predicts possible increase in prices of beverages if Nigeria persists with Benin border closure.
I'm Israel. Joy News Prime comes to you live from the Joy News Studio here in Accra with digital address G80992539. Stay tuned in. All right, so we're starting with the PDS saga, and the U.S. Millennium Challenge Corporation is yet to formally respond to government's plan to terminate the distributor PDS. The finance minister, in a letter addressed to the MCC, had indicated the government intends to terminate the agreement of what it believes are material breaches on the part of PDS. Well, Meralco, which is a foreign partner in the consortium which birthed PDS, has gone ahead to formally notify the Philippine Stock Exchange of the development in compliance with regulatory requirements. Evans Vince joins me in the studio with details of the notification and why it matters. Hello, Evans. So we know that Meralco, they've indicated the government's intention to terminate the agreement with PDS. Why has this become necessary?
First of all, you mentioned one of the key things. They are a listed company in the Philippines. The Securities and Exchange Commission rules in the Philippines demand that they do that. They update. If you check their website, and this is something that was just filed today, if you check their website, they consistently update their shareholders, and this is just in keeping with that particular regulatory, I guess, injunction. What they've done is interesting on two folds. First of all, they talk about that they've received information that government has terminated the PDS agreement. Now, this is not information that has come to them formally, but information that they claim to their shareholders and the stock exchange that they have received. But if you read the government letter, which is the finance minister's letter, government is categorical that this is something they want to terminate, right? And there's an impression created there that it has already been terminated. Meralco, which is the lead foreign partner, says to their customers they have received the same information. They then references the finance minister's letter, in which they say the finance minister has said that the termination is because of the breaches. But then they also go ahead to state the other findings in terms of the investigations that have been done into this, i.e. the MEDA investigations, which found no evidence of fraud, but concede that the demand guarantee, which is a prerequisite. And the interesting thing about this is that Meralco itself admits in this letter that, of course, the demand guarantees are a prerequisite for the concession arrangement. They cite that document to make the point, but their concluding paragraph is instructive. And I want to quote it. They say, "We will update the exchange as soon as we receive the official notification for the said reported termination of concession."
Right.
What that means is clear, that if the concession has indeed been terminated, as a lead partner in the deal, they have not been formally communicated to.
Sure.
So they don't know, certainly, but they are reporting what they've heard unofficially to their shareholders.
Okay. Now, meanwhile, government has indicated it will be making a statement on the PDS saga, which should bring finality to the matter. The statement expected to be made at a news conference Wednesday morning should bring clarity to how government intends to proceed with private sector participation in power sector distribution. Now, Evans, what have you picked up regarding this particular news conference?
So, originally, a lot of us thought it was going to be today. And then we heard that it's possibly being shifted to tomorrow. Even that, it's still a possibility. It's not something that I would say you can bank your hopes on, but it's expected that this will happen. And the main reasons why government is treading cautiously on this, first of all, is the American factor. We are still talking to the Americans. I mean, yesterday we got to know in quite clear terms what American position is. A lot of us are suspected what their position was until we got to them, because they are tied to what we're doing, consequences. Two of them mainly. You might lose the $190 million, which is the final tranche of the Compact 2. We might be excluded from the original Compact, which is now also starting. And I must indicate we've already started talking to Americans to participate in. So it's a big deal. Government is already having a conversation with Americans. Can we find a middle ground on this? We want to terminate. Americans say you reinstate PDS. You can restructure it somewhat, but respect the rights of the original shareholders. That's what government position is on that, and which is what has been commented in the finance minister's letter. So I understand why government is going to take their time. To before you make an announcement, you want to make sure that stakeholders are informed.
All the options.
And you think that Meralco will have been informed formally that if the announcement tomorrow is formally we have terminated, you would expect that PDS, Meralco, all the partners would have been notified.
All right, thank you very much, Evan Spencer, with that update. Meanwhile, the minority in Parliament is taking steps to have the Finance Minister appeal questions about the PDS saga. Minority Leader Harun Idrisu says the side intends to file a half-hour motion on the matter. He says the House should be given an opportunity to debate and seek clarity.
This House and Parliament must remain a forum where right and wrong is debated. But Mr. Speaker, as we debate, right must prevail, not partisanship. We need to manage the expectations of the Ghanaian people and to address the nagging issues which still affect them: poverty, quality of life, and housing. So, Mr. Speaker, I can only say a warm welcome to all our colleagues and to pray, Mr. Speaker, that the Minister for Finance come on time to the election budget of 2020 so that thoroughly we can scrutinize it and make justice to it. Mr. Speaker, I need to serve you notice that we on this side, we are thoroughly studying the PDS agreement that has so been cancelled. As we are reading, we will invoke the 49 to bring the matter to the floor.
We shall come to matters arising later.
Mr. Speaker,
otherwise we may end up arguing from archaeology to zoology.
Mr. Speaker, so I want to welcome our colleagues back and wish them well in their primaries, those who will run and those who may voluntarily exit.
More ranking member of the Foreign Affairs Committee, Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, has described as a slight on Ghana government's handling of the PDS saga.
When you don't conduct yourself as a sovereign creditably, with integrity, above board, you don't exhibit transparency and accountability, you lose respect and you lose even the moral grounds to talk about sovereignty. It's not a matter of calling the bluff. It's really a matter of the Ghanaian government having embarrassed itself. The Ghanaian government has put Ghana in an awkward position where we are now being seen in the Committee of Nations as a country that promotes corruption, that is not a transparent country, a country that does not pursue the dictates of good governance. That's where, unfortunately, the conduct of the Akufo-Addo-led administration has placed Ghana, and that is what is affecting our image internationally. And as you have heard, some ambassadors already complain about corruption.
Chairman of the committee, Frank Anodonprava, disagrees.
I don't think that we need to belabor the point. If there is anybody who has conviction, and the Americans are here, the American embassy here, they are also monitoring, they have their intelligence. If they have a conviction and they have evidence that there is any fraud inherent, they will do what they have to do. They will do the needful. So I want to challenge my colleagues on the other side. If it is not just for the politics of it, they should go to court. Let them resort to the civil approach by going to courts. And let a properly constituted court pass judgment if it is fraud. Because they say fraud vitiates everything. Once fraud is inherent there and it can be proven, then of course we can all come back and tell the story in the proper context.
But the Americans about the Buddha. Yes.
No, I'm not worried. What I know, the evidence before me, and what I know, and the overarching mission and vision of our president is the one that is to prosecute and execute an agenda that will liberate and transform our country. And I think that we still stand by that. So, notwithstanding all these supposed exchanges and supposed criticisms coming from the minority, and it is fair, the minority have the right to criticize. But I'm saying that whatever hurdle thereof, we will jump it, but there is no fraud.
Chairman of the governing NPP, Freddie Blay, is tonight reiterating his pledge that each constituency branch of his party will receive the bus for commercial use. This is to raise funds for the constituencies. He made this promise prior to his election, but it has since been hit with controversy, from a probe by Shraj into the source of money for the project to a businessman claiming ownership. The Accra High Court earlier on Tuesday acquitted and discharged him of contempt over claims he is refusing to cooperate with Shraj. There is more in the following report.
The Coalition for Social Justice filed a petition with Shraj in July 2018 asking that he investigates Mr. Blay for the procurement of the vehicles. But there appears to be a year of cat and mouse game between Shraj and the party leader. Shraj says Freddie Blay even refused to honor subpoenas. The politician has rejected all the accusation and launched his own, accusing Shraj of playing politics. In his affidavit in court, the NPP national chairman maintained he has at no point disrespected, maligned or disobeyed any directive from Shraj. Justice Kumsin in his ruling said no evidence had been adduced by Shraj to show that Mr. Blay received any notice or that anyone received such a petition on his behalf. He said unless officers of Shraj were being mischievous, no rational person will act in such a manner. He wondered why attempts were not made to serve the NPP chairman at his office at the Ghana National Petroleum Commission. He further stated that despite letters being sent to the offices of Daily Guide and the NPP, no one signed or received it on behalf of the politician. Justice Kumsin awarded a cost of 5,000 cedis against Shraj. Mr. Blay told pressmen he is relieved by the court's decision.
If I was convicted, maybe I would have lost my freedom, but I'm going to who have committed me to prison. That's unfortunate. Thank God that it didn't happen. And the judge ruled that I was not guilty of contempt. But the most important issue is that, as you could, if you were in the courtroom, you would have realized the judge went ahead to read the application in detail and being charged of corruption, of abuse of public office, and so forth and so on. That's the substance of the application. But even the idea of the Shrag investigating me is that, according to them, I've been accused of having involved myself in regards to purchase of a role I played in the purchase of buses for my party, NPP. All along my position has been, I have not been involved in any corruption. I have not done anything untoward. The question of being part of efforts for a bank to give a loan, for us to purchase buses to help our party run. This, to me, does not constitute corruption.
He has also been assuring that members of the party will receive the buses soon.
I have not been personally involved in a purchase of a bus. Those who I have been with have made attempt and succeeded in getting the bank to help advance the loan for the purchase of the buses. It's not Freddie Blay who have bought buses. I played a role, yes, a key role in it, but not Freddie Blay as a person. The buses are meant for the benefit of my party, and that's the case.
But do you know when the party members will receive it?
Very soon.
It's not clear at this stage the next step Shraj intends to take towards the resolution of this matter.
A part of the Ablekuma-Mainhia Road has been smoothing the day after traditional authorities threatened to boycott the 2020 elections if the road network in the area is not fixed. The reshaping has reduced travel time on the road, but the residents are skeptical and are calling on government to permanently fix the road. All right, so you've just seen two videos. The previous video, the first video we showed to you, is what the road looks like now. But the second video we showed you is what the road used to look like, or was the condition of the road before. Let's go live to the Block Factory, one of the communities by the shoulders of the road, where my colleague Latif Idris joins us. Latif, can you tell us the difference between then and now? We've seen the visuals, but I'm sure the people, you have seen a lot more. So what can you tell us?
Yeah, what we can report, Israel, is that there is a vast difference between what it used to be in the past with what we are seeing today. What we are seeing right now is a smoothing road, but it does the entire stretch. It is done up to a point, and it is expected that maybe come tomorrow, the rest of the work would be done. And so the travel time on this stretch has essentially been halved after the reshaping of the road from yesterday after the protest, we understand. I have some of opinion leaders and members of the community here to tell us what they make of what the Municipal Assembly has started with regards to the roads. You are welcome to join us. You give us your name.
Thank you. Your friend me Ebusuapeni Afuama. Ebusuapeni. Sisi a eja onu enam press conference na ye nra no. Enam so nti MCE no wakofa grader aba betwa kwan no so. Waye nanso enye kwan na betwa so no enye no na ye hia. Ye hia kota. Kwan no ye twa so sisi a nso to ade bechi no na asa da ne manhole. Na access and first no kra ye hia tie road. Enu na betumi aboa ye twa so sisi a eni wo kasa sisi a mfutuo kra e koye mu no enu so adane another yare amaye. Enti yesre na nado se MC na betwa kwan no so for sisi a se car no tumi nko intentem kakra ye hia tie road no ye dey ama 2 weeks. After 2 weeks no say ye nti hwe a se na ye kan ye no ye betu ye hunfo. Ye betu ye hunfo.
Okay. So Israel, what he's saying essentially is that they've seen the intervention the Municipal Assembly has done so far by bringing this machine to smoothing the road, but that is not what they requested for. The demand, at the press conference yesterday was that they want to see a permanent fix of the road. This is an ad hoc initiative by the Municipal Assembly. What they want is a permanent fix. Otherwise, they will still carry through with the threat they issued about staging a massive demonstration on the road in 2 weeks if they do not see a permanent fix of it. You also welcome you introduce yourself to join you. So you are also affected by this, bad state of the road. Are you pleased with what you've seen so far? Your colleague here appears not to be enthused. Are you okay with what you have seen?
If you what you hear, near what a press conference, what the MCA officer, a how national. I can 2 weeks and work here, a backwenny or bene, about Janocoshi. She near Camene, one I can machine eba, now grading. Jay grading is your problem. Grading a cafe, Ninumone, Biane, fair bafty, bare fair bafty, or one tower like a grading left no coclare hour. A web bomb day, Nick Bear, I can asphalt, a low quota. I would know how she won't ping your banana.
So Israel is the same sentiment shared by the earlier speaker that this is not what they requested for. They want a permanent fix because at a stance, if the rains come down again, we are going to see the gaping potholes, the manholes, the mini ponds. They will all come up on this stretch. So this isn't what they want. They want an asphalted road, or they want to see bitumen. But Israel, one of the issues coming up now has to do with the dust and the concerns that were raised by the people at the press conference about suffering respiratory infections whenever the road is reshaped. I have one businessman who works just close by, and if we can just catch up with him briefly to tell us what he makes of the experience they have doing business on the shoulders of the road, having to inhale the dust that comes out of the road, as a result of the reshaping. A lot of people are gathered here. Everybody has something to say. We are still waiting for the owner of the shop to come in, but before he comes in, I have a gentleman here with me. He's also been very much concerned and raised a lot of issues about the road. You give us your name, you are welcome to join us.
Hello, my name is Kinyaro.
If you can look into camera.
Yo, I talk about everything given about president or MP or assemblyman or everything. Wow, they come Obia say, they hire no from Ablekuma, Yenina from Ablekuma, Joma, Ablo Factory, Eriko Afoma, Eriko Maya. Eriko Insekina, Yenino, road no yebre rough, until yesra mai, say on boy, on my bibiere, Uncle Janu, Emae, yes, Robia, yes, Adia, Debia, Musi de no, and yet, until my idea, Mimi Yaro, dear, I can feel.
Thank you very much, Yaro. So he's also raising the same sentiment. He wants government to give the road a permanent fix. I have a young lady here with me. The women are the ones who have been suffering most on this stretch. Yesterday we heard a lot of sentiments they shared about the road. You are welcome to join us.
Oh, thank you.
Tell us about your major concern with this stretch.
2020 yen to abebia mu da. Omo de yi box ni besi wonu ma yen ko gina won se ebeto aba because ekwan na nye ye mai kura hwe ye nyem ne efa kwan we so bedu fe na nyinse na sei. Enya kasa ekwan ne nye enra ye demonstration ehun se grade aba beju so ba grade ne so de emmoa ye. Enya futuro ne ebetena ye adwuma okwan be na pe besim be he ye nati nyina chon bi oton bidie. Enya ekwan ne nya kasa ntie pe quota kasa enye so baba beju so amaye o meye quota kasa mantisa 2020 and so ababiem.
Thank you very much. So Israel, she's also making the point the reshaping is good. They applaud the work of the municipal chief executive, but they are still saying and making the point that they want to see a permanent fix of the road. They say the dust that emanates from the road is also going to give them yet another headache. And so the major point of the people here is that, yes, we appreciate what the MCE has done, but they say they want a permanent fix of the road from Ablekuma here in Israel.
All right, thank you very much, Latif Idris, bringing us that update. They're watching Joy News Prime. 92% of Ghanaian children under age 5 have been immunized against preventable diseases. Speaking at a review session of the USAID's Communicate for Health project, Director of the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Anthony Ntiasari, revealed the country has cut down on vaccine preventable illnesses. PSA Safo's report read to you.
The USAID's Communicate for Health project for the past 5 years has worked with the Ghana Health Service towards malaria prevention, child health, sanitation and hygiene. Addressing the gathering, Director of the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Anthony Ntiasari, lauded the project for helping Ghana reduce vaccine preventable illnesses. He, however, indicated the need for health rehabilitation to ensure sustainability.
What we have left to do in this country is also to add the other aspect of health, which is the health rehabilitation. So that people who have got chronic disease don't lie in our acute hospitals for a long time, but they go to rehabilitation center. We've done very well as a country so far as health prevention is concerned, because now we cut down the number of vaccine preventable illnesses that our children have. Our immunization level, if you use Penta 3 as a proxy, is about 93–94%. So we catch almost every child.
Facilitators adapted the Good Life TV stories, maternal health channel, and over 62,600 radio adverts to promote healthy lifestyle. Population Health and Nutrition Director of USAID Ghana, Janan Davis, applauded the approach.
We live in a world where misinformation spreads fast. It is more important that correct messages spread faster. For decades, the American people, through our partnership with USAID and the government of Ghana, have shared a common vision to improve the health and well-being of Ghanaians. YOLO, you only live once. This hit series has resonated with our youth, with self-declared YOLO ambassadors across the nation, positive and healthy living messages to educate youth on reproductive health, malaria prevention, and nutrition.
PSA Safo's report for Joy News.
The Minister of Health, Kweku Agyeman, has cut short for the rehabilitation and construction of 4 hospitals in the Eastern region. The 4 health facilities include the Tetekwashi Memorial Hospital at Mampong, Chevi Government Hospital, a TBA Teaching Hospital, and a new district hospital at Teburi in the Kwapim South District. The 40 million euros project is expected to be completed in 2 years. Maxwell Kudako has more in this report.
The Minister of Health, Honorable Kweku Agyeman, says government has invested and continued to invest in primary, secondary, and tertiary healthcare in the country. He said existing hospitals are being retooled, whilst new district hospitals are being constructed to provide quality healthcare for the people. At Etibie, the project seeks to reorganize and create a new master plan for the hospital. The OPD, Dental Recovery, ENT, Dot Center, X-ray Unit, Laboratory, Pharmacy, Theater, Male and Female Ward, Children Ward, OPS, Gynae and Maternity Ward will be reconstructed. Additional buildings and equipment for NICU, CSSD, Surgical Ward, Laundry, Medical Gas System, Generator House, Data and Recovery Department will also be constructed. Installation of medical equipment, ICT infrastructure, training and technical assistance is a part of the whole construction. Kweku Agyeman said this investment in the health sector is a fulfillment of President Akufo-Addo's commitment on quality health care for the people of Ghana.
He led an entire family to invest 200,000 cedis in investment firm Gold Coast Fund Management Limited, which is now a troubled company. Michael Lamte was the first to invest 40,000 cedis in the firm, and as a finance person, he was able to convince 4 other family members to deposit their savings, and his wife, mother, mother-in-law, and sister-in-law. But for months, Gold Coast Funds Management has been struggling to pay its customers. Michael shares how the situation is affecting his entire family in the following report by Fifi Kumsing.
What's the situation in the house now? Your guess is good as mine.
Michael Lamte sobs as he narrates a struggle to redeem his investment with Gold Coast Fund Management Limited.
The old woman cannot tell you that what you've done, I don't like it. But you should know. As we speak, the old woman is in the house taking care of my 1.5-year-old son. I'm a father of 3. My mother is alive, my father is alive. They all depend on me. In less than 20 years, the government will ask me to go on retirement. Because I'm about 40 as I'm talking to you. What do I have? At least if I'm able to get this, I can start something.
But he's a man in a lot of trouble. As a finance person, he's the go-to man in his family when anyone wants to invest. So after he had invested his 40,000 Ghana cedis at Gold Coast Fund Management, he convinced 4 other family members to invest. His wife.
My wife, who was by then not even, when I asked for my wife to, she was just like me before. She's not that, with investments. I managed to, encourage my wife, Kwese, to do investments with Gold Coast. So the money that she has in her account, but I even took her to the bank. Yes.
Mother-in-law.
My mother-in-law, a pensioner. I didn't even talk to my wife, but I went straight to my mother-in-law. You are a pensioner. The letter that you have in your account, if you save it to. So I encouraged this old lady. I took the old lady to the bank. She took her money to Gold Coast. I didn't end there.
And brother-in-law.
My in-law, my wife's brother, a senior man.
Together, the family has invested 200,000 Ghana cedis, Lamte says. But for almost a year now, the family has been trying hard without success to get their money.
200,000 Ghana cedis is now with Gold Coast. And since we all of us started the investment, we've not even gone for a penny. My principal, let alone the interest, everything is there. You can imagine the situation in my house now, my brother. Security and Exchange Commission. In fact, Reverend Obambi, we had a meeting with him, and I told Obambi that, you know what, I think it's a crime to invest in fact, a Ghanaian to invest is a crime. I told Obambi that. He was like, Mike, I said, yes. Because this is my hard-earned money, my toil, and this is what I'm going through. Why?
Lamte is just a little over 40 years, and already he's been diagnosed with hypertension. He blames his new condition on the intense pressure on him, the man who led his entire family into a botched investment.
As we speak, my brother, let me show you something. And we have the records here. Please read this thing for me.
Okay, so this one says the brief clinical history. Well, it's the name of patient Michael Lamte, X-ray request form, fascicular block, newly diagnosed hypertension.
See, that is what I've been diagnosed of. I went to the hospital, the doctor tested, in fact, not even a doctor, the nurse, the one was like, gentlemen, do you have hypertension in your family or BP? I said, no. I said, by then they had already done about 4 times. And the records that, the woman sees on the screen was 190, 180. Already by then I've already run series of tests.
Lamte is not the only one worried about the situation. Meet this man.
My heart. At a stage, one night, things were bad, so I was rushed to the hospital. Yeah, I stayed there for 4 days, and I was given some medications. I said the best would be that the outer, that big artery, there's some problem there, and it will need some operation.
The surgery.
The surgery.
He's 82 years old with a heart condition and needs urgent surgery. He has no money for it now, but he has over 150,000 Ghana cedis locked up at Gold Coast.
I needed some money.
How much?
No, 35,000.
35,000?
Yes, cities. So I went and told them that this was it.
Gold Coast.
Gold Coast.
Okay.
We will come, we are getting some money when we get. So I went to the hospital again and I was giving some sustaining drugs to buy for some time. So it gave me some leeway and this kept on. And I kept on going. But the money, yes.
How much do you have there?
Oh, what I invested, I thought to be 150 something. But with the interest there, at the stage, presently it's about 200,000 cedis.
The octogenarian says he's scared.
Oh, heart, anything about heart will be fatal. Anything about heart.
Delicate.
It's serious. It might be manual to them, but to me, the layman, I feel scared. And I feel I must do it. You live as if you can go tomorrow, but you have to try to suppress that air of depression that's trying to develop in you. You try to forget it.
Joy News has reached out to Gold Coast Fund Management Limited on the case of Lamte and his family and other people affected by the troubles of Gold Coast Fund Management. Gold Coast says it will work with the affected persons and have the issues resolved. But for now, Lamte and the old man remain under pressure and afraid of the unknown. Fifi Kumsin, Joy News.
Well, Gold Coast Fund Management says it is working out a plan with Michael after Joy News brought his story to the company's attention. Kofi Asamoah Sian, who is in charge of investor relations, spoke with Joy News.
The point is that we have listened to the production. Everything the gentleman is saying is valid. He represents numerous, in fact thousands of customers with different similar conditions such as this one that the company is taking steps to address. But it's an overwhelming situation because it is kind of something that is happening in crisis times. Now, these revelations that are going on is good to the extent that it will allow us to proffer solutions, get the people who matter to be able to take concrete decisions, to be able to address them. And regulators are involved, ministries are involved, the presidency are involved, and so on and so forth. So it's good that it's coming up. We want to also acknowledge the resilience of our customers, the patience, the calmness, the civility, and so on. There have been a few instances where anger and emotions have played out, but if you look at the number of customers that we deal with and the monies that we are talking about, it's an insignificant number in terms of the infractions that we may be worried about. But there are genuine pain people are going through, and it's our fault and it's our responsibility, and we take it squarely.
It's been some 11 days since the Communications Ministry ordered the country's telecom companies to stop the upfront deduction of the communication service tax. The telcos, following a review of the tax from 6% to 9%, had decided to no longer absorb the tax as they had done previously, but pass on the entire amount to their subscribers. The minister at a news conference, however, said rather than the upfront deduction, the telcos should deduct the tax as their subscribers consume the service. Well, more than a week after the directive, subscribers are still feeling the pinch. Nancy Mefajua-Dozie has been out testing the directive.
It's been a week since the Communications Ministry gave a directive to the telecommunication networks to stop deducting some 9% from the airtime we've been buying. Well, for me, I haven't been buying at all. Today, I got some chicken change, some money, and I decided to buy airtime after a long time. I'm here with Maps. Maps, I haven't bought airtime for like some time now. Have you been buying airtime?
I haven't actually, because I've been terrified that they might deduct. So I've just been using office Wi-Fi, and here we are to test it out, and we hope for the best.
All right, so let's come and do this.
And I'm going to check how much I have first. And let's see. All right, so I've got 7 CDs, 56 pesos. So now to load. This is the moment. All right, you have recharged 10 Ghana cedis. My new balance is 16 Ghana cedis.
They deducted some balance, so I have with me just 9 cedis 29 pesos. So that means that some deductions have been made on my Airtel Tigo, and I must say that I'm not owing Airtel Tigo, so this is from the recharge card. So this is Vodafone, and I'm going to try keying this. Dear customer, you've recharged exactly 10 cedis, but your balance is 9 cedis 32 pesos. That means that some money has been deducted. All these phones that we use today, they didn't have airtime on it. Well, we just left the vendor, and I'm quite disappointed because I loaded Vodafone and also Airtel Tigo, and I have been deducted, ma'am. So what did you find?
Okay, same with me. I loaded MTN. I had 7 CDs, a couple of pesos in my my balance, and I loaded 10 CDs, and I only got 16 CDs, some few pesos. So that means they deducted.
The same thing we're running away from. We've met it today.
Yeah, so I'm very sad.
Yeah, so we're just going to find out from a few others on the streets whether they experienced this or not.
I bought it yesterday around 5 p.m. When I loaded it 5 cedi, but it came 4 cedi, 96 pesos. So I was like, how? When did it start? And my friend told me that now they have been deducting tax from the credit. And I said, okay. But MTN. So now I decided I will not buy the credit card again. I will be doing transfer. That will be the safe thing for me to do.
This afternoon I bought Vodafone 5 cedis, and I think they deducted like 30%.
That's it. I'm Israelite. Thank you very much for watching. You have a good night.